We can bullshit, okay? Good together. But here we are.
All
Listen,
right.
another thing. I figured out you can edit right through YouTube. So
Yeah,
maybe when you send it to me, I can upload it. Then I can edit this beginning out
for sure.
so it won't be in the
But
beginning anymore.
even if not, you welcome everybody. You can call us on some little random banter. But
We're
anyway,
just
how you guys doing?
bullshitting.
This is your boy Aaron, aka ASAP269,
You know what's
which
up?
you know everything. ASAP269, look me up.
Same spiel as always. This is Genghis Khan. I actually just got done beating Halo on Twitch. I wish you would have been there, but
It was
show up next
brutal.
time.
It was
Yeah,
brutal.
it stole my dignity.
It was brutal. Like that game, like man, old school shooters, man.
Dude,
Before all
they're
the good
just
stuff got put into them, yeah, they're hard
listen,
to
I
play
tell you
because
what,
they're
man,
so.
I'm gonna go back and play Winback 64 just for the fact that I know it's so fucking hard, but we did push through and beat it when we were kids.
For sure, for sure.
I just want to experience it again. But anyways, that's not what this is going to be about today. We're not talking about Series X. We're not talking about PS5.
We're
There's
not talking
no
about
new
any
games
game.
coming out. We're going
You
to
know,
be
not
talking about the one thing that we are really controversial on. And there's going to be a lot of people that think we're fucking wrong, a lot of people that think we're right. WWE, man, what's going on?
not just WWE today. Our main focus is Vince McMahon himself, the
He
god of
is
wrestling.
WWE.
Yeah, the god of wrestling himself. Vince McMahon is wrestling. Like
If there was no Vince McMahon, we would be stuck watching AEWs.
not
I mean,
even that.
seriously,
There wouldn't even be any AEW
that's the
right now.
truth because AEW has all Vince's fucking people. Like he trained, he built those guys.
But yeah, anyway, guys, we're looking at. I came across this article today. Vince McMahon is getting a Netflix docu-series. I'm really
Woo!
pumped. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad, hands in the. But anyway,
Very deserving, bro.
yeah,
Because
dude,
Vince has had a crazy life.
this is
Listen, we're talking about a man who grew up as wrestling was becoming the greatest show on
I'm really
television.
hoping it's like a 10-part, hour
I
long, so
swear,
we get
bro.
like 10 hours of it
I don't
because
want it
that's
to be an hour and a half. If it's an
yeah.
hour and
No,
a half,
you need like 10 hours
how
to.
could you talk about Vince McMahon from 15 years old all the way to 65 or however old he is? You know how old he is. Pop that shit up. How old is he? You got
Um.
the Wikipedia popped.
Oh, Vince McMahon's age. Let's see here. 75 right now.
75, think, bro. 50 years old, tagging Trish Stratus. Bop, bop, bop. Anyways.
I mean, money
Money,
talk.
money, money.
You're gonna learn all about his life in this one.
I hope
Uh,
so.
not like there's little known about the series right now. It will have, except for it has one of Netflix's largest budgets ever for a docu series.
Largest budgets ever.
Uh,
And the guy that's doing the docu-series, the producer, if I'm not wrong, the producer, also did Andre the Giant's documentary in 2018. His name is Bill Simmons. He does ESPN 30s for 30s. So
no,
I mean,
the guy producing this one is yeah, Bill Simmons is in on this, and then but Chris
yeah,
Smith
Chris
is the
Smith
main
is
producer.
directing.
He did the Fire Festival documentary a few years ago,
It
which
was good. Did you
yeah, it
watch
was
it?
good, but
I mean,
fuck,
it wasn't like
it
something
was
I care
weird. The
about,
whole Fire
but
Festival thing was
I
weird.
know, I know, but it was that's what was cool to watch about it was this guy was like scamming all the billionaires. They thought they were going to be at some great
And
shit, and if you watched it, it was like tense in a hurricane.
then at the end, says we're gonna see how deep they're gonna delve into McMahon's life. Like I said, let's get 10 hours. Let's get him to talk about everything, everything. Let's get him to run through the past. Let's see. Okay, popping up his Wikipedia right now. Let's see. 1969 is when he first started with
69.
he met the promoter for Capital Wrestling Corp. Um at the age of wait, McMahon first met the promoter for Capital Wrestling Corporation, his father Vincent J. McMahon, at the age of 12. McMahon, that's when he became interested in following. In 1968, he graduated from East Carolina University. He was a Panther. I didn't know that.
I mean, dude, his dad was like running the shit before it was the shit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so this guy literally was Andre the Giant's friend, bro. Like, grew up with all these old school wrestler cats, knows their family.
Was
He's not just a guy, he is a business guy, don't get me wrong, and a smart one. But the older wrestlers were also like his friends, man. Like,
well,
they
yeah,
grew up
he
together. You know
knew
what I
him,
mean?
but
Right.
um, started as a in-ring announcer in a small territory in Maine.
Had the genius idea of buying up all the different territories
He
to create one wrestling
started he
association.
started doing play-by-play on TV in '71 and kept doing it until '97, as we all
Even think.
know.
Right, right. And he's still in it, just not as much. But it's 2020, man. I know we're not supposed to say this year because it's been crazy and fucked up. Everybody wants to forget about it. But it's 2020. This man's been doing it since the 70s, bro. Creating the greatest characters when characters were the main part of wrestling. I mean, dude, brought the Undertaker in. I mean, and made him Chris Jericho. I understand he was wrestling before, but who was Chris Jericho before Vince McMahon?
Right.
I mean, and there's plenty more. Don't get me wrong. Eddie Guerrero, R.I.P. Great wrestler, come in under Vince. There's so many wrestlers that come in under Vince, you couldn't even talk about it. That's why I'm saying this docu
Well,
series should be so long.
Vince McMahon just had the vision to make a lot of money off wrestling, and that's why he
Right,
didn't
right.
make. I wouldn't say. I would say like a lot of them wrestlers you named. I'm not disagreeing with you, but like the wrestlers made themselves. What McMahon did was gave him the platform to make a
Right.
lot of
That
money.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not
He his
saying they
I
didn't work.
yeah, his ideas were genius,
Right.
man.
I mean, dude,
Especially
look, let's go to Stone Cold real quick, okay? Stone Cold wrestled forever in WCW. No one saw the potential. And I'm not saying it was just Vince, but when Stone Cold came to WWE, which was WWF then, I mean, look at how his character exploded. The interaction with Vince McMahon, dude, they had the greatest scenes ever. I mean, to this day, you can go back and watch a Stone Cold match with Vince McMahon just fucking around on the outside, trying to get Stone Cold beat up. And it's great. They were great together.
oh
And
yeah.
I'm not saying those wrestlers like Undertaker didn't make it himself. I'm just saying, man, without Vince, where would those people be? And it can be about the platform, it can be about his business smarts, it could be just he wanted money. That's fine. I just think Vince had the smarts to pull everything together and he pulled it off.
Right.
Now, I'm he can't do the same for the NFL. He can't pull a football league together.
Yeah, like that's his thing. It's hard. Um, Football, it's huge in America, but it's not like it's all the best players are in the NFL, and you're not gonna get enough talent anywhere
Listen,
else
man.
to.
No, because here's the thing. The NFL has been around longer than wrestling. So people that are playing football, I mean, okay, so they
I
come
wouldn't
up at the
make
same
that
time.
claim, bud.
They come up around the same time.
Well, okay, I mean
Football
they
has
can,
always been around.
but they've both got a long, long, rich history
Right.
that I
Right.
wouldn't even. I'm not even gonna sit here and.
But I'm just saying, just like most wrestlers were until this switch to AEW, were dedicated to WWF, there's plenty of football players that only look to play for the NFL. They don't want to play for no one else.
Well, there's no one else worth playing for. There's nowhere else they're
That's
gonna
what I'm
make any
saying.
money.
But he wanted XFL to be that. I
Yeah,
feel, but
he
you just
just
can't
he
transfer.
just I feel I feel he was never gonna be able to pay him enough money. And
As
for
rich as
one,
he is, he couldn't.
all he wanted was to own a football thing.
And they
And
wouldn't let him buy
he
a football team. That's
Well,
the
I mean,
gig.
he can buy a football team if he wants to. He's just got to be able to.
I thought they shut him down. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he went to buy one.
I mean, maybe he got turned away from the one he tried then, but I
Right,
mean,
right.
you never know.
Yeah, I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying I think I remember hearing or reading that he tried to buy a football team and he got turned away for whatever reason. And then he was like, Vince McMahon, I can make a football league. I could do it. I'm Vince. I can
I
do
agree.
anything.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
And
But
listen, the XFL didn't go big, but I thought it was cool. I watched some of it. It was fun. It wasn't NFL, but it was still cool to watch. But I feel like Vince wanted it to be NFL quality, and it would just be hard for him to gather that. I don't want to get into all that. Listen, we're in here on the docu series.
yeah,
We're just glad that they're recognizing what Vince has done, and I hope they do it right.
the
I'm not
one
down in Vince for XFL. Don't
the
get me wrong.
$1.6 billion man. I mean, the man has
Right.
made a.
He,
But but let me tell you something. At this point, dude, he's making a lot of money, but that's because he's a money hungry miser,
right, for sure. Dude,
and
Ted
he
Turner, the same thing. You know what I mean?
and he makes his
What would have
rest.
happened if Ted Turner would have come out on the top?
Uh, right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Ted Turner was a money hungry guy too. But here's the thing about Ted. Ted didn't grow up in wrestling, but he loved wrestling.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's
Okay?
the thing about Vince. Like he was gonna he basically forcing these people to do. You're gonna do this when I tell you because I'm Vince McMahon,
All right,
and
and where are
if
you
you
gonna go?
don't, yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, there's other promotions out there. Don't get me wrong. There's
There
big
is. There is.
Ring of Honor is doing pretty good.
Right? There was
TNA,
TNA,
TNA's
ECW.
still going.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
ECW's been long gone with WCW, but
Right. But I'm just saying
AEW is
there
running.
has been and
I mean,
still are
there was the three big organizations back in the day, but
WCW,
now there's
WWF,
like four of them.
ECW.
Man, I'd even say five because you can't forget New Japan. There's five good wrestling organizations out there.
Listen, and
I
here's the
would.
thing about New Japan. You can't underestimate New Japan because just because it isn't the most popular one in America, dude,
It's it's
in
because
Japan, it's WWF.
WWE has popularity just because it's WWE. But at this point, I would go as far as to say the more exciting wrestling is happening on the other ones.
Right, because I feel like WWE has turned into like a daytime drama. Like, and people are going to say I'm wrong. That's fine. I might be wrong, but that's what I feel like. I feel like they're trying to sell us a story. They've always sold us stories. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. But now it's like, it's different, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's different, though. Just like we were talking the other day when they're in the ring, now there's no audience. So you get to hear everything that the wrestlers
Yeah,
say.
and they got
So they're
scripted
like
dialogue in the ring.
scripted. They have to practice their lines before they wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And they're just, it's a daytime drama.
I'm like, we're gonna start wrapping this up. Then we're just doing a quick little
Right.
blurb
This is
here.
just a
But
short
one
one.
of the last things I want to say here is I'm interested to see what happens over the next 3, 4 years in wrestling because I can foresee Vince McMahon retiring. And he's gonna have to either
He's
hand
going to have
off
to at some time.
or he's gonna sell it, and
Okay.
that's
So,
what I'm curious to see.
okay. So you're curious to see that, but let's just make a prediction. Okay. Just right now, bullshit on the table. Who do you think, if it was to come down, who do you think would take Vince's, we're going to go take Vince's spot if
I
Vince backed out?
would move on to Stephanie McMahon.
You think Steph would take it? Or do you
It,
think that she would put
I
her
think
man in there?
I think the next most qualified person to take it would be Stephanie.
I mean, I agree. Honestly, Stephanie's been there since day one, just like Vince was.
Well, Stephanie's already been taking over. She took
Right,
the more business side to it, whereas
right,
Shane McMahon wanted to do his family thing and just came back to wrestle a little
right.
bit.
He likes to
Shane
wrestle.
Shane has no interest in running the company.
No, he doesn't want to do the business side. He likes to show up. He likes people to be hype when he gets there. He wants to do some wrestling. That's cool. I love when Shane McMahon pops in the ring. I think it's awesome. But I agree. Stephanie McMahon took the business side. The only thing that I think is, I think that if Stephanie does take it, I feel like she's her husband, Triple H. I mean, Triple H is the man, don't get me wrong. But I feel like he's going to have to be in there because if he's not going to be happy. They're husband and wife, bro. They live together. Stephanie's not going to put Triple H out like I'm above you. I'm the boss. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, but
And Triple H is the guy. I feel like Triple H is really rounded out to be a good Vince McMahon takeover. I don't know if he's as great as Vince. I can't say that. I don't know if he's as smart at wrestling as Vince, but he has a different
hey,
side than Vince does because he grew up always a wrestler, where Vince came in as a wrestler after the business side. Props to
whereas
Vince too
I
for
I
doing
think
both.
I get what you're saying just because Triple H is her husband, but I don't think he's gonna run it as much as you think just because she got it. She's gonna run it.
Well, I only think that because he took over NXT. You know,
His NXT has always been his. He
right?
never
That's
took
what I
it
mean.
over. It's always
I
been
mean,
his.
he took it. I mean, he didn't take it from anyone, but when NXT came, it was his. Like
It
he
was
did that. Vince let him. I feel like Vince did that to see if he could handle.
Oh yeah, he did. I mean, it was a business plan, business venture.
Right,
Been
right.
working out for him so far.
It's been doing pretty good. I mean, I'm not a super fan of it, but there's a lot of people that like NXT.
I
There's
get
a lot of wrestling fans that aren't like me and you. We love the 90s, early 2000s, even late 80s. Fuck, sometimes we watch 70s,
right.
okay? But we don't watch the new stuff on we do. We watch the main shit. But there's plenty of people that follow it just like we did as kids in 2000s
Right.
that watch every show, every episode and they believe in the characters. What's the name for the characters? I'm forgetting the name.
What do you mean?
Like where you got to stay in character.
Okay, fab.
KFAB, okay? When we were kids, dude, I believed Undertaker was a fucking evil Undertaker. Like I believed he was the man.
Well, I mean, just like any actor, you gotta play your character
Right.
right, or you
And
ain't gonna
but
do anything.
just like Undertaker said way back in the day, Vince did too. He said, man, that internet was gonna ruin it because you can find out anything about anyone. So now they can't break kayfabe in the ring or on the show, but they have real lives. And now you can dip into anyone's real life at any time.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I'm maybe not you, but I'm a bigger fan of the older stuff. I mean, vintage. I grew up. It's
Oh,
I watched it, so I'm attached to it. But I feel like the stories were just so much better because
well,
you
that's because
believed
the
in them.
stories were better, the writers were better, like everything was better back then. I don't think anybody's gonna argue that fact with you.
I don't know who could. Younger kids who grew up
Just yeah,
without
I
that
mean, the only
generation.
person that would argue with you is somebody who doesn't really know. But yeah, I mean, that's about it, everybody. That's all we wanted to talk about was this document series
Right.
that
We
we're
just wanted
excited
to
to
let
see.
it, I'm sure other people heard about it, but when we heard about it, we watch all that extra shit on WWE, all the
yeah,
documentaries, all the
that's my
best
favorite part.
moves. Yeah, because we're vintage, man. We're old school.
I just want to learn. At this point, I just want to learn stuff that I didn't know yet. That's what I'm trying to
And
do.
the thing is, dude, honestly, I'm not bragging because we're on the show. It's us on this podcast. But what is there on WWE Network that we haven't watched? Like
I,
vintage.
I mean,
We watched all the
oh, I
fucking
mean,
the best moves. We watched
I,
all the
I bet you there's.
character
I mean, why
steals.
we just because we watched a lot. I mean, there's still.
Yeah, there's a
Thousands of
ton.
there's
Plenty.
thousands of hours of stuff we haven't watched, man.
Right, but I'm just saying uh, when we talk about it, we have
But
watched
we've
thousands
watched
of
yeah,
hours.
we've watched everything that from the stuff, the time
Everything up from
periods
our
and
age.
everything. Yeah, and we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot more
But the
lately.
best part about WWE Network is going back and watching some shit you never seen, or you watched it so far back that you only remember a glimpse of what's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember Hulk Hogan. He picked up Andre the Giant right here. I didn't watch the whole match, but I remember it. Then you go back and you view it. Just like WrestleMania 1 when they were outside. That's my favorite one, man.
That was like 6, bro.
Was it 6?
Yeah.
See? That's what I'm talking about. But in old age and vintage, if I was looking through WWE Network, I would know. But just like off the top of my head, that's the one I remember more than WrestleMania 1. Like I remember the outdoor one. Dude, because it was the one we walked through the snow in shorts to the video store to rent free fucking VHS tapes of wrestling. And that was just the like one of the first ones we got. I remember in my head, and that's why I always go back to that one. It's not the
It's a good
first,
one.
obviously, but in our child memory, that's the first one I
It
remember
was a
watching.
good one. It's not like yeah, it was a good one. I
It
liked
wasn't
it.
great, but it was great because I remember watching it with you. Like I
Right.
remember the struggle. We walked miles up to the video
For
store.
for
It
sure.
was the one that was in stock. We got it. We rushed back home in the snow, walking because we were so young we didn't have cars or
Right.
bicycles. I
Well,
mean, and it was nostalgia is
right.
why it's so
Oh no,
great.
I get it, man, and it's the one that comes to mind. That's the first things that come to my mind are Royal Rumbles. Like,
Royal Rumbles, bro, because we loved them. We would get those anytime they were in. We
yeah,
would watch them over. Like if we brought one back and there was nothing in, we'd be like, "Ah, fuck it, we'll take the Royal Rumble back home."
yeah, like Royal Rumbles are good. And but yeah, guys, we're waiting for more info. I'm trying to figure out like there's nothing released about when this is releasing yet,
Yeah, there's
but
no release date.
we'll let you guys know, man,
Yeah, we'll be
because
back on it. Trust me. Listen, we are ending this right now because we're hitting the 36 mark. I'm going to trim some off, but I don't want to go too long. But listen, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just going to tell you. We just looked, and it says, and people probably already know, but I didn't, that the chief revenue officer for WWF is Nick Khan.
yeah,
And the guy who runs AEW is Tony Khan.
yeah,
Tell me how crazy that is.
the Khans are a wrestling loving family, and they got a lot of money. Their dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right? And I'm not going to
So
get into it. It'll be another video.
you're definitely a rich man if you own an NFL
Oh,
franchise.
fuck yeah.
Even
Fuck
the
yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean,
But
even
let's go ahead and,
Cowboys, since you're drinking
right.
out of a
Right.
gay ass Cowboys cup.
That's my old lady's cub, bro.
Yeah.
I don't do the cowboy shit.
No,
Anyways, I
you're
appreciate you
just
guys
a
coming
Bama
in and
fan with
chatting.
a Crimson
Hey,
Tide
don't
tattoo.
fuck with Bama, bro. Listen, if I had enough money, I'd put a game together where Bama played the Lions just so we could see. Even if the Lions win, I
Yeah,
just want to be like,
but the thing you're not realizing is that's still grown men versus boys
okay, I get
in
it.
the end.
But I would just like to watch it with you. That's what I'm saying. I just think it would be a great because you love the Lions and I love Alabama, and I just think it would be the funnest millionaire matchup if we could put it together.
Alabama should probably beat Clemson before you talk about them being a
Oh
game.
fuck! Listen, if Drake wouldn't have come out representing Alabama that night, Clemson wouldn't have had a chance. But the Drake fucking jinxed us. Look up the
Yeah,
Drake curse.
I
Look up the
think
Drake
I
curse.
think your jinx is fucking Trevor Lawrence. That kid is a
Oh
fucking
god. Listen,
baller, bro.
listen, this guy who doesn't like Bama knows more facts than I do, bro.
I know
Fucking
that
genius.
fucking quarterback of Clemson is a fucking baller.
That little blonde headed girl?
Oh, Sunshine, bro. From
That little
old like
that little
reminds me.
blonde headed girl?
That blonde-headed girl can throw a
Yo, when
fucking
I seen
football,
the
bro.
first picture of him, I swear to God, I thought it was a girl. And then I read
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
fuck.
The hate on Trevor Lawrence from a Bama fan, guys.
Oh shit,
They
whatever. It's
absolutely hate this man. He's beat him what 3 times now.
time. Time. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys coming, checking it out. Like I said, we're gonna try to get better and better. Obviously, we're gonna edit some shit in. We're gonna get it going. And I appreciate whoever watches, whoever listens. Listen, even if at the end you think it's a waste of time, thumbs down this motherfucker. All
Yeah,
right.
let us
If you
know you
don't want a
watched it.
thumbs up, thumbs down it, bro.
Let us
Just
know you
show us
watched it, guys.
somebody's looking. You
For
don't
sure.
agree with us? Hit the comments, man. I'll text back. I'll let you know. Hit me up.
For sure,
Anyways,
guys.
we're going to drop this shit out right here. We'll be back at the end of the week with another long one. This is just, fill you in till then. I know you can't wait to see us
Uh,
back on the cam, but
for sure, guys. All right. Later,
or
everybody.
girls.
Guys and girls. Sorry about that. Yeah. Later, everybody.